I'm done apologizing for existing. Done apologizing for the size of this. Used to shrink before I enter, make myself a smaller fit. Used to preemptively apologize for every single bit of space I took up, every opinion, every goal. Like the fact that my existence needed someone's parole. Trace it back to every room that made me feel too much. Every time the ceiling lowered when I tried to touch something bigger than the road they drawn around my edge. Now I'm done apologizing for the climb, for the ledge. I was handing out apologies for things that needed none. Apologize to no one for the work that I've begun. Apologize to no one for the space I occupy. Every goal I'm chasing doesn't need a reason why. I don't shrink, I don't explain, I don't preemptively retreat. Apologize to no one, that's the standard, that's complete. No permission, no apology, just the work and who I'm going to be. Watch the habit of the apology run deep in every room. Use it as a disarming tool, a way to clear the fume. Before anyone could criticize, I'd already agreed. Handed them the weapon, handed them the lead. Now I let the work speak without a preamble of sorry. Let the actions be the answer without softening the story. Take up every inch of space, the discipline is earned. Apologize to no one, that's the lesson that I've learned. I was handing out apologies for things that needed none. Apologize to no one for the work that I've begun. Apologize to no one for the space I occupy. Every goal I'm chasing doesn't need a reason why. I don't shrink, I don't explain, I don't preemptively retreat. Apologize to no one, that's the standard, that's complete. No permission, no apology, just the work and who I'm going to be. What used to satisfy doesn't anymore. That's the cost. Nobody warns the things that used to fill the hunger don't hit the same. The old reward that used to land now only brings the claim of partial satisfaction. Filled it for a moment, then it left a gap where the complete feeling used to live. A theft of the simple pleasure of the thing that used to be enough. Growth changed the appetite, and now the old stuff doesn't cover what the appetite requires anymore. Appetite change is the cost, living at the core. I used to want the old reward, and now the old reward falls short. Appetite changed, the growth reconfigured, the full report. Appetite changed, the old portion doesn't fill. Appetite changed, the growth builds a bigger bill for what satisfaction looks like. Raise the bar on what feels complete. Appetite changed, the old isn't enough to meet the new hunger that the growth built. Appetite changed, that's the cost of the tilt. Used to celebrate the milestone that now barely registers. Used to feel the achievement that now just delivers. The next question of what's next, the appetite for more is the cost and the engine of the session goes into a notebook, not a post. Every mile log for the record, not the host or followers deciding if my effort has a point. I keep the archive for the day I need to anoint the evidence of progress when the doubt gets loud at night. When I need the record, not the reaction to be right. Archive, not feed, one audience of one. The future version reading what the present version's done. I used to log it for the likes and the external proof. Now the archive is the only log that tells the actual truth. Archive, not feed, the record is for me. Every session logged in private is the truest history. Not performing for the timestamp, not chasing for the reach. Archive, not feed, that's the discipline I teach myself, one page at a time. The archive is the only bottom line. Pull the old notebook out after a year of quiet logging. Saw the distance from the first entry and the last one. Saw it staggering in the best way. Saw a year I lived completely without needing anyone to validate me. Every session that I'm feeding into the compound of the work, the quiet compound and true. The archive held the evidence the feed never could produce. Cause the feed forgets, the feed moves on, the feed has no long memory. The archive is the one that holds the actual history. Used to log it for the likes and the external proof. Now the archive is the only log that tells the actual truth. Archive, not feed, the record is for me. Every session logged in private is the truest history. Not performing for the timestamp, not chasing for the reach. Archive, not feed, that's the discipline I teach myself, one page at a time. The archive is the only bottom line. Archive is the only bottom line. Archive, not feed, record for me. That bad day showed up at the door, I let it in, but not the case. Woke up wrong, everything heavy before the day began. Every signal in my body said today's not in the plan. Used to let the bad days cancel out the work I planned to do. Stacked excuses on the calendar every time I felt the bruise. But the bad day just a forecast, not a vote on what I build. The work don't check the weather pattern, work just tracks if I'm still here. So I laced it up with heavy hands and dragged it out the door. Found out bad days build the muscle that the good days can't ignore. Bad day knocked and I let it talk while I was lacing up. Bad day rode along in silence while I felt the call. Bad day built anyway, I don't need the sun to shine. Every heavy morning's just another rep I claim as mine. Bad day can come along for the ride, but it don't get to drive. Bad day built anyway, I'm still climbing, still alive. The work don't ask me how I'm feeling, it just asks if I showed up. Some days the body's heavy and the mind is heavier still. Some days the only victory is climbing up the hill. Used to need the good days, the clear head, the open road. Learn the bad days, build a discipline the good days never showed. Every storm I trained through made the calm days feel like rest. Every excuse about the move was a doorway, not a test. Now I show up broken, show up tired, show up low, and I leave a little stronger than the version that walked in slow. Bad day knocked and I let it talk while I was lacing up. Bad day rode along in silence while showed up. Dig long enough, and you find what doesn't move. Pressure dug through everything that sat above the core. Every assumption and belief I hadn't tested before. Every comfort and convenience, every story I had told about the kind of person I was gonna be when things got cold. Layer after layer went until the digging hit a floor that didn't move, that didn't shift, that didn't ask for more explanation or defense, it just held the full weight. Bedrock's what's left after pressure excavates. I used to think the deep part was whatever was most familiar. Bedrock's what survived the digging. Bedrock's what's peculiar. Bedrock, the thing the pressure couldn't move. Every layer it removed just led down to the proof of what I'm actually made of underneath the built-up years. Bedrock is still here through everything it clears, the dead of every shaking thing above. Bedrock is the thing I'm building from. Used to worry that the pressure would find nothing at the core. Used to worry all the layers were the thing and nothing more, that there was no flaw underneath the accumulation of the years. Just more borrowed personality and more borrowed fears. And the pressure hit the bedrock and the bedrock didn't answer. Didn't negotiate, didn't argue, didn't answer. Just held the weight of everything that pressed down from the top. Bedrock's what I found when everything above it stopped. The deep part was whatever was most familiar. Bedrock's what survived the digging. Bedrock's what's peculiar. Bedrock, the thing the pressure couldn't move. Every layer it removed just led down to the proof of what I'm actually made of underneath the built-up years. Bedrock is still here through everything it clears, the dead of every shaking thing above. Bedrock is the thing I'm building from. Bedrock. Move. The work is the argument I'm making against everything they said. Shame says I'm not enough. Shame says look at the proof. I picked up every piece of evidence and checked the truth. Every rep done in silence, every mile finished alone. Every promise that I kept when nobody was home. Stack the evidence against the verdict, shame delivered. Every callus on my hands is testimony I've considered. Shame can make a case, but the body tells a different story. Every scar I carry is a counter-argument in glory. Shame built its case on the things I hadn't done yet. Now the body of evidence has got a different verdict. Body of evidence, I rest my case. Every rep I've ever finished is a fact. everything that's true. So I built the habit of recounting what I built, not for pride, not for performance, just to counter all the guilt. Every session logged, every goal crossed off the page, every comeback made from nothing at a different age. Now when shame attempts to speak, I've got the evidence to read. Body of evidence that shame no longer leads. Shame built its case on the things I hadn't done yet. Now the body of evidence has got a different verdict. Body of evidence, I rest my case. Every rep I've ever finished is a fact that shame can't erase. The work doesn't lie, the work doesn't bend. Body of evidence, shame loses in the end. Not guilty, not anymore. The work is the verdict. Here's the score. The work is the verdict. Here's the score. Body. Evidence, shame, loses. Excellence is exciting. Excellence is repetitive. That's the secret. The elite aren't the ones who found a way to make it thrilling. The elite are the ones who kept showing up when boring was the feeling of the session. When the same movement for the 1,000th time produced no novelty, no spark, just the same climb. Through the familiar discomfort of the work already known, found out that the excellence lives inside the boring zone. Not past it, not around it, right inside the repetition. Bored into excellence, that's the definition. I used to look for ways to keep the sessions new and interesting. Bored into excellence. The boring is the thing I'm entering. Bored into excellence. The same rep for the 1,000th time. Bored into excellence. The boring is the climb. Not a signal that the work has lost its value or its edge. Bored into excellence. Boring is the ledge above the ones who need the new. Bored into excellence. That's the view. Hey, that's the view. Oh. Mastery is the ability to do the boring with full attention. Mastery is bringing the complete resource to the repetition without the novelty to justify the full engagement. The master treats the 1,000th rep without the same arrangement of the boredom that the beginner sees. Sees the 1,000th rep as rich with information. Sees the 1,000th step as containing what the first one didn't have the depth to show. Bored into excellence, that's how the masters grow. Look for ways to keep the sessions new and interesting. Bored into excellence. The boring is the thing I'm entering. Bored into excellence. The same rep for the 1,000th time. Bored into excellence. The boring is the climb. Not a signal that the work has lost its value or its edge. Bored into The voice was never mine to carry. I just picked it up and held it. Walk around with all their warnings in my chest. Carried every "are you sure" like it was mine to bear, not theirs. Let the room decide the ceiling on the things I thought I'd be. Borrowed every limit that was never built for me. Now I'm setting down the voices that were never mine to keep. Every doubt I inherited was a debt, not a belief. I don't need the room's permission to become the thing I'm building. I'm done renting out my future to opinions I'm not feeling. Every warning that I carried was a weight I chose to hold. Setting down what isn't mine, I'm finally getting cold and bold. Borrowed opinions, I'm handing them all back. Every "you can" was a weight I didn't pack. I don't need the chorus of the room to feel my worth. I'm building something only I can see the work. Borrowed opinions, not mine to keep. I'm awake now, finally awake. In the gym, the office, and the hall, all convinced they know the height I'm capable to crawl. But none of them have lived inside the fire I survived. None of them have carried what I carry to arrive. So I stop translating doubt into a verdict on my name. Stop letting borrow voices like the matches to my flame. Now the only validation that I'm chasing is the proof. The work itself will speak the truth. They never had the right to choose. Every warning that I carried was a weight I chose to hold. Setting down what isn't mine, I'm finally getting cold and bold. Borrowed opinions, I'm handing them all back. Every "you can" was a weight I didn't pack. I don't need the chorus of the room to feel my worth. I'm building something only I can see the work. Borrowed opinions, not mine to keep. I'm awake now, finally awake. While they sleep, still building. Between us widens in the dark. Every hour I'm working while the world is off the mark of consciousness. The compound builds another silent floor, another layer on the structure they haven't noticed yet before. Building while they sleep is just the math of extra time. Extra time compounded over years becomes the widest line between the ones who use the quiet and the ones who let it pass. Building while they sleep, that's how the gap becomes the class. I used to resent the hours, used to want the rest they had. Building while they sleep is the best advantage I've ever had. Building while they sleep, adding to the count. Every quiet hour in the anchor thought holds. When the session gets hard enough, the mind starts looking for exits. When the pressure peaks enough, the thinking starts to show its deficits. And clarity starts reaching for any thought that lets it go. Starts cycling through the reasons and the arguments below. The standard, that's the moment for the anchor thought to land. One clear, unchanging thing I hold in my hand, inside my head. One sentence, one image, one code. Anchor thought, that's how the mental tough holds the road. I used to let the mind drift where the pressure set it flying. Anchor thought keeps the heading while the difficulties trying. Anchor thought, one thing I return to when the rest gets loud. Anchor thought cuts through the noise inside the crowd of the doubt and the fatigue and the arguments for stop. Anchor thought, that's the mental tough's non-drop. One clear thing holds the light. Anchor thought, every single time. Shows the anchor thought deliberately before the session starts. Shows it when the clarity is clean before the pressure parts. From the reasonable into the overwhelming, shows it cold, so that when the heat comes, I already know what I hold on to. No decision needed in the middle of the burn. Just the anchor thought already placed, already in the turn. Waiting for the moment that the mind needs something real. Anchor thought, that's the mental tough deal. I used to let the mind drift where the pressure sent it flying. Anchor thought keeps the heading while the difficulties trying.